So, had some issues getting this latest update to run. Not sure why I had so many issues getting it to work, and now I seem to be having issues getting the map to do it, and we all know my love of the map here. Anyway, the update for Brussels and all of that dropped, and I ran into a number of issues with it in that I first started the update, it got about 80% done, and then it stalled out with about 3 gigs to go. Closed the game, reloaded the next night, started again, and I noticed that it had gone from, I believe, 1.15.7 or 1.15.6 to 7, I believe it was. And then it had downloaded the next 3 gigs, and then instead of loading the game, it froze there, so I closed out again. And then tonight, third night in a row, launched the game and got it to load, but I noticed now it was on 1.15.8, so I guess there's been a number of quick fix bugs. But anyway, you can see just how many new points of interest there are here with Netherlands, Brussels, Belgium, France, all these other places. There's a lot of neat things to go see, and I definitely want to see the south of France. I think that'll be quite nice. Maybe recreate the Top Gear flight from the Season 7 with the Veyron. But anyway, I wanted to fly a route that would hit up a good number of neat things to look at, and so I kind of decided to go through France by Paris. This is downtown Paris and Charles de Gaulle up there, but I'm going to leave from this smaller airport that takes me by all that pretty stuff. We come up through the Netherlands and Belgium here. There's a couple of neat things that we should be able to see some of here, and then we come up across the Netherlands and down into this airport here with some other stuff near Amsterdam and neat stuff. We'll see what we can see on that as we make our approach in on 1827. Sorry. All right, let's launch this sucker and see what we get.
Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra and runway 07 right, ready for takeoff IFR to Schiphol.
Okay, load times are brutal. Loading in is terrifying me right now because I'm getting 0 FPS. Okay, now we're up to 18. That's a little better. Shut up, Master Alarm. Okay, I'm a little concerned by the time of day here. 6:06 a.m. Thought it was a little brighter out. We need to go up to 70. And I'm not in too much of a hurry to get there at first, so we'll be fine on that. And because we're basically just going to take off and go to the left, I think I'll start with heading. We'll angle a bit farther to the left there. And that should do us. Alright, let's get these dimmer lights down again. Autopilot enabled. Alright, so we are cleared to go. Cool view of the aircraft. It's dark. I would like it to be a little brighter, but we're going to fly into the sun here, and I think Paris in the morning is going to be a lot more beautiful. And the way that we're going here, it wants us to turn pretty hard to the north there and make our way. But, there's Charles de Gaulle there. This, I believe, is Charles de Gaulle, so Paris is kind of right in this area right here. So we're just going to go up nice and slowly and have a little look-see at the city. Let's turn on half bank because I don't need a lot of speed here. Alright, let's do our throttle up. And away we go, because we do not have a lot of runway here. we are going to rapidly run out of runway, which is part of my concern on this one. This might just be too small. Wow, and now I've got no FPS. That's really not good. Hey, well, we might actually make it off the ground. Might not make it over the trees, but we're definitely going to make it over the ground. I don't know why I'm having a hard time fighting this. Okay, we're going to throttle down a bit. Okay, autopilot is on. Let me get out so I can see all of this. So right now, we're still pulling in 18 FPS. There's downtown, so is that the Eiffel Tower? Not sure. Whoa, yeah, we need to slow way down. I'm gonna take my heading back off to the right here. Yeah, I know. Trying to do too many things. Yes, we're slowing down. There we go. Overspeed. Okay, there's the Eiffel Tower. Quite nice. We'll definitely have to come back during the daytime here. Actually, it's not really what I wanted, but let's go here, pull up this menu, and let's zip it ahead a little bit there so that we can actually get a view. There we go. There's the river, some more towns. Cool buildings. Wow, that's pretty nifty. Looks like a number of people have landed in the middle of the area. Kind of impressive. That looks like a cathedral, maybe. We're at 10 FPS right now. Arc de Triomphe. Cool buildings in downtown. Definitely looks a lot better than it did last time I was here. Definitely a lot more happening. I don't currently seem to have too much of a memory leak, so my performance has not been terrible, which is good. Alright, let's get this heading thing set so we are back on track. I'm going to angle a little past it. That way I have to do a right turn to get back on track. We can turn down the dimmers because I skipped ahead to daytime. We don't need landing off, and the rest can be on. Probably not navigation, but hey, that's alright. Alright, so yeah, we can definitely straighten that up. Charles de Gaulle's over there. Big airport. So last time I came in on that outer runway. Very neat. Cool with the river moving through it. And wow, I've barely been flying, but you can see the almost full rudder deflection already. Wow, that's pretty terrible. There's an airport coming up in front of me. And it little bit. It's actually kind of up here somewhere. That will be where we cross over. I'm gonna get my speed up here. Man, that rudder deflection is worse now. Holy cow. I am surprised that it is that bad. Genuinely surprised that it's that bad. Alright, we're coming up on overspeed again. We'll throttle ourselves down. Okay. What am I at right now? Yeah, well, let's just get it up a little ways, and we'll kick vertical speed back on. And we'll climb up a lot faster here. Let's switch heading to nav. Okay, now altitude, we need to go up to 1.3. There we go. Got it, on our way up. There's the little airport, Persian Beaumont. Good view of De Gaulle. Let's see if I can zoom in on it a bit here. Nice. And Paris. Alright, that... Look at that. That is holy absurdity. Wow. I literally turned nav on for a second. My plane's fully arched over. Wow. I am blown away. Okay, let's get the rudder reset here. Oops, sun's coming up. That's pretty. Alright, I want to turn autopilot back on. Heading back on. Nope, heading is on. Get me back off to the left. That's really pretty. Alright, let's fix the heading now because we got to backtrack over to our proper area. Golly, that's ridiculous. And we're coming up on 13,000, so our speed's moving up again. Alright, we'll catch you on the other side now.
Tower on 118.28 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Skip full tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 6 miles east inbound ILS runway 27 approach. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra skip full tower. Cleared ILS runway 27 approach. Altimeter 29er.9er, wind 270 entry. Cleared ILS runway 27 approach Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Yeah. Alright, so we're beginning our turn. Why am I so blind that I can't see approach? Right there, jeez. So overall the flight went fairly uneventfully. Rudder issues aside, not going to talk about that right now. But overall, the flight's gone fairly smoothly. We've had a few really weird and random not memory issues, but FPS dumps where the whole screen just froze. So right now, looking back at Amsterdam, I'm about 17 to 20 FPS, averaging 18 to 19 right now at this current view. Flying over the airport, Schiphol, I hit about 11 to 14 FPS. As I swing around here and look straight ahead, I get up to an average of about 19 to 20 FPS, so definitely some situations to deal with performance-wise. Now, I don't know why you are going so stinking slow, but let's turn half bank off and get this thing around. Alright, okay, now let's turn it off again, because I really need this plane to turn. I may just have to turn autopilot off here for a minute and get this thing turning, unfortunately, manually. As you can see, I'm going to be way off course if I don't get this thing turning here. And we're rapidly approaching my descent altitude, so let's not plummet this thing to the ground. There's a plane right in front of me, according to the radar. Okay. Autopilot on, approach on, flight director on, vertical navigation on, bring me around. Alright, first set of flaps, landing gear was not down fast enough for that. Alright, we are way off course still, but you can see the airport in front of me. Alright, now here's where I need to be very careful. I do want to go slow, but I don't want to lose all my speed and crash the airplane. Okay. And it doesn't really look like approach has taken over to get me in line yet. I'm still too far to the side. This is the runway there, I believe. Yep, right here is my runway. I'm hopeful it's trying to bring me back on track. We shall see. Ooh, kind of funky there. Can't see out the front of this thing at all, which really does not bode well for my landing, but hey, why not? Alright, we're getting more on track here. I'm gonna throttle up a bit, kick on the next set of flaps for landing. Okay, let's throttle up, throttle up. We're losing way too much speed. Come on, airplane, correct yourself.
X-ray Golf Sierra cleared to land runway 27. Wind 270 entry.
Please keep me on track here, my friend.
To land runway 27 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Okay, we're barely gaining some speed. That's okay. We don't need a lot. Ooh, FPS dumped to 4. There's my runway. Get behind me. Rudder is really screwing me on this one. I don't like having to be at essentially full throttle to maintain my speed with those flaps down. You can see the plane is struggling, so I'm gonna raise those back up. And now I'm gonna let this thing come back down properly, because I can't be bothered to spend my entire flight screwing with that. And we are close enough that we're gonna need to dump autopilot because we're at 500. Shoot. Okay, autopilot is off. Throttling down. Oh man, this thing is so twitchy. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, we are dead. Everybody on this flight is going to crash. I am so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm barely touching this thing and we're all over the place. And my FPS is crapping out. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Somehow. Okay. That's just unbelievable. Yeah, how about no? Okay. It's closer than I thought. We will definitely zip over there. Kind of zipped past it. Man. I love coming to these airports now and seeing actual airplanes here with their right liveries. It makes it so much more fun when the airport feels like it's alive and doing something, instead of like previously when you come to these airports and there'd be absolutely nothing going on here other than a couple drunk grounds vehicles driving around incorrectly. I'm at about 16 FPS, which is manageable for the ground, but coming in on that runway, it made it very difficult because I was skipping frames, so like I'd make a slight correction to the left, and then by the time the screen would render in, I was already way overshot to the other side of it. So up to about 500 feet, autopilot did a pretty decent job of bringing me in on track. No major complaints about that. However, once autopilot came off, just the plane is so twitchy, like you breathe on the control stick. I'm barely turning it, and yet the whole plane's just being thrown off to the side. What other traffic? Are you telling me to hold for the KLM?
Position Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Anyway, so once I got to 500 feet, approach did a decent job, but the autopilot problem still kind of screwed me up and dumped me off course a little bit. Altitude-wise, it did fantastic. I was right on the glide slope, which was good to see. Once I got off autopilot, all the twitching, the low FPS, made it really difficult to come around in, and I decided to try something a little different when I was there because I was having so many issues controlling the plane and I needed to cut my speed. So I kept my throttle reasonable, and I hit the full landing flaps, which just cut my speed and gave me enough lift so I didn't just plow into the ground. kind of like I did the last time I flew this thing. So it seemed to work out a little better that way, but it was still a little rough. We hit the ground way too hard, not smoothly at all. But we managed to make it, and it was a pretty fun flight, pretty scenic. When we were up at the high altitudes, we were getting about, I want to say, shoot, how many FPS? I think we were getting 26 at some point, 27. So there was definitely a good view of everything that was happening. So not a lot of issues there. Hopefully that'll give me the end of flight summary, but I don't know. There we go. Battery off. Flight done. So took me just under an hour to do the flight, 52 minutes, not bad. Pretty fun flight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'd like to fly around some of these cities now with some smaller planes and actually look at the sights, but performance I'm a little worried about, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.